Well, employers across the nation are struggling to keep up with the changing dynamics during this coronavirus emergency. So to help companies adapt to these changes, the San Diego Employers Association is offering HR advice. And joining me now to discuss some of the more pressing issues is the Director of HR Services, Jennifer Jacobus. Good to see you, Jennifer. Thanks for coming on.
You are welcome. Thanks for having us.
What are some of the main issues that employers are coming to you with in this difficult time?
Well, it's shifted dramatically over the last couple of days. We started off with, can we send employees home if they come in sick? Do we have to pay them for sick time? Can we require them to use sick time? Where now we've shifted dramatically to, unfortunately, layoffs and furloughs and reduced hours and business closures.
What are some of the answers to those first three? Take sick time, maybe.
Yeah, sick time. Can you require an employee to use sick time? If they're taking the time off for their own illness or to take care of a family member, definitely. Otherwise, you need to leave it for the employee's choice. We're definitely recommending right now that employers are kind of flexible with their paid time off policies in helping their employees get through this time.
I guess it depends if you're kind of an hourly worker and, sometimes you can't make it in, you don't get paid if you're not at work, right?
Definitely.
Versus somebody who's maybe salaried.
Right, and that's another issue. So for your non-exempt or otherwise hourly employees, if they don't work, there's no requirement for the employer to have to pay them. Versus an exempt salaried employee, general rule is if they work any part in a work week, they must be compensated for their full salary. So that's definitely something that employers are taking into consideration when they're looking at cutting hours or work days or, reducing their work schedules for their exempt employees.
We've got bars that are shutting down. Restaurants can only do takeout and delivery. You mentioned layoffs. What are the issues with that?
Well, we are waiting right now to see what the state is going to do for assistance. So there is a bill right now that has passed through the House. One good thing, absent that or not including that, is that the state has waived the week-long waiting period for both disability and unemployment benefits. So that is helping. But for layoffs, we're thinking with this bill that, like I said, has passed the House, and we're waiting for the Senate, that will help some financial assistance for both employees and employers.
So you mentioned state disability insurance. When would you use that?
If you yourself were infected with the virus, that would be a time where you would be eligible for state disability.
So you get the virus, you have to stay at home, and then you file for that insurance to get paid for the time that you're not at work.
Partial wage replacement.
Partial
yes.
wage. And then unemployment insurance is you've been laid off. Maybe you're a bartender. They've shut down the bar. There's no work. You would apply for that, and I would think the sooner you apply, the better.
Right. Yes, that would be a circumstance. There's also a work share program for employees that have had their hours reduced. So they're not completely laid off, but they may be eligible for some benefits depending on how much of compensation that they're still receiving.
A lot of companies are asking their employees to work from home, telecommuting. What are some issues involved with that?
Probably the biggest issues to consider with telecommuting are setting up your employees in their workstation, because employers cannot be held financially responsible for their employees doing the job. So if there's monies involved with internet access or setting up the computer at home, the employer should be paying for that. For our non-exempt hourly employees, I think setting clear guidelines on when they should be working, that they're still taking their meal and rest periods.
Hopefully we'll all get through this soon
I hope
rather
so.
than later.
Yes.
It's certainly a very bad situation.
It's
Jennifer
not
Jacobus.
good. Yeah.
Thanks, Jennifer. Appreciate you
You're
coming
welcome.
on.